She's just like I remember her.
It's like she's been frozen in time. She's absolutely beautiful.
Everyone's planning a celebration, but first we have to host the morning. What will you do with her? Your mom, I mean.
Right. I hadn't thought about it. The Tomb of Wills has been desecrated, so the old ways are best. We'll burn her with sage in her hand. Would you help me?
The people of the Lows rise from their mourning as the twin moons rise in the sky. They celebrate the lives of their dead. They celebrate your return and your victory. Still, you stand removed. It would seem that as much as you have changed the world's cruelties have changed you as well.
Hey, Abby. You okay? I know this isn't exactly how we dreamed of coming home.
I love every single person here, and I'm happy to be home. But
Not exactly in the mood for a traditional Lowe's funeral. They do get a little rowdy. But maybe rowdy is what we need.
you're right, I'm not exactly in the mood tonight. Join me? At least until I'm drunk enough that I stop caring?
Abby, save me. My aunts keep insisting I dance, and my blisters have blisters. Get me out of here.
I was thinking the same thing. There's a place I used to use as a hideout when I was a girl. Come, I'll show you.
Oh, by the four heavens. I completely forgot this place existed. What do you remember of it?
It was a home away from home. Have we ever talked about it? What happened during my childhood? I mean... Before all this, before I knew I was a Nephilim, I was just a typical girl. My dad was a blacksmith, mother was a merchant. The only times I'd get in trouble were when I'd hang around you. Luckily for me, your love of mischief rubbed off on me. Then one day, a horse in the market balked. I was startled, and this power burst out of me. The local priestess called it Twilight Power. The Veil were just soldiers for the Church of the High Father back then. They sent holy hands to discover what happened. A man named Grim William told them everything. My father defended me, and in the struggle, they killed him. I only know what happened next from stories I've been told. That the power burst from my hands again, that I killed the holy hands. After losing my father, I knew no one would be safe. We fled, taking small contracts just to pay for food. We'd earned the title the Twilight Twins. Not my idea, but the name brought fame with it. Even though we were forced to leave, I always wanted to come home. Always. But to come home meant I'd put my mother in jeopardy. Had I known that this is how it would end... Ah, well, that's enough about my past. Let's talk about us instead.
I mean, I think about it all the time, don't you? Being a parent, I mean. Imagine baby Avyannas running around shooting their weird purple magic. Do you want to be a mother?
I would one day, when I'm ready. Though, I don't think anyone's ever really ready.
Abby,
Good morning.
So it is. I mean, that was amazing. I mean that. I've never felt this way before. Ever. Are you all right?
My feelings. I feel the same. I feel more, even. You've awoken something inside me that I didn't know was there.
What happened, Abby? It looks like no one's lived here in an epoch.
I don't understand. It's my home. Why was my mother living in squalor? Maybe she was overcome with grief for my father's death, or my leaving. Surely there's some explanation.
You all right, Abby? You can talk to me.
Just a lot of memories. Some good, some not. Hey, my father's forge is just past here. You mind if we stop by?
Hey, Avi, I don't mean to interrupt, but do you recognize that guy?
It can't be! Little Avyanna! How happy I am to finally meet you, though you're a bit older than your mother described.
Tell me your name.
No need to be alarmed. My name is Lohier. I was Celia's husband. You didn't know. I see. She left something for you. A key. Though I imagine you have some questions for me first.
I didn't realize she met anyone. I left after my father died. My human father, that is.
After his passing, she set up an apothecary. She treated my wounds from a battle against the elves in Italian. Frankly, her bedside manner was terrible. But luckily for both of us, the fate hand kept us together.
No one told me she'd remarried.
It was years ago. She wrote you a letter, but never had anywhere to send it.
Did she not know of Ilian?
By then, Avyanna, by then so much time had passed that she wasn't sure you wanted to hear from her. When our sons left for the war, we hoped they'd one day find you in battle and that they'd send you home. But it wasn't meant to be.
You and my mother had sons? That means I have brothers.
Had brothers. Our eldest died in the rebellion on the Plains of Widows. The other died in the war for Varantor.
It's been so long. I worry I forget what she was like.
Well, she was happy and talked about you always. She was so proud of her daughter. She had a temper, and she wasn't afraid to punch the odd soldier or two in the lip. She refrained from drinking generally, but when she did, oh, she really did. She loved to sing, to dance, and sometimes she'd be so quiet. She'd stare out at the road for hours, hoping to see you ride in.
The house is destroyed.
She moved on, Avyanna. What choice did she have? She couldn't spend her days being a custodian of the past, just in case one day you came home. Then, with so many escaping from Varantor, from Italian, from the path of flesh and flame, she used it to give them shelter.
Did she say what the key's for?
Only that it opens the cellar door beneath your father's old forge. As for what's in the cellar, that's anyone's guess.
Mom?
The chest has been sealed for so long, the air stayed undisturbed, like a ghost.
It was like she was here, even if for a moment. I might be here a while. Do you mind staying with me? Little Avyanna, if you're reading this, then you know. Never question the love your father and I had for you. Yes, you were given to us. Yes, we tried to keep you hidden from the veil. But all of that came second to our love for you. It was a love your true mother, Noel, foretold. You should know that she loves you too. She came many times to see you when you were still a child. To sit by your bed at night. To watch you sleep. Eventually it became too dangerous for her. And I suppose eventually it became too dangerous for all of us. Please come home. There is so much more I have to tell you. Yours forever, Little Avyanna. One day I will explain everything. For now, know that your mother and father were fated to be joined together. The essence of her love is entombed in a blade. She asks that, when you're ready, you find the blade and keep it close. Doing so keeps Noel close, too. Please come home. There is so much more I have to tell you. Yours forever, Little Avyanna. The seal you bear is called a seal of angels. It was given to me by your mother, and so I give it to you. Keep it close to your heart, where she belongs. Please come home. There is so much more I have to tell you. Yours forever, It's beautiful. So many letters unsent. I don't understand why.
Fear and doubt hold us back from doing what we ought to do. So instead, we do what we can. She loved you, Avyanna, but she did it from afar.
In the chest, I found her scarf. You know the pale blue one?
Ah, I know it well.
It is frail, but I'm going to keep it with me.
Like you're taking her on your adventures with you. I'm sure she'd love that.
I I didn't realize she met anyone. I left after my father died. My human father, that is.
After his passing, she set up an apothecary. She treated my wounds from a battle against the elves in Etelian. Frankly, her bedside manner was terrible. But luckily for both of us, the Fate Hand kept us together.
Thanks again, Lohier, for everything.